Rev it up and roll with America's premier motorcycle talk show. Open Road Radio is on the air with Gina Woods and other guest hosts. And now, with riding on their minds, here's your hosts of Open Road Radio.
Hey everybody, it's Dazzlin and Penny FXR, and we are in the Full Throttle Law studio. We've got Jared Richards here this evening. He is going to be one of our guests talking about motorcycle safety and things that we can do out on the streets to get home after every ride. We want to welcome our listeners on 107.1 FM Las Vegas. We've been on FM radio now for couple of weeks. We're really excited. And K-Shop 1400 AM radio. We are coast to coast, Chicago to Sin City. Penny, how are you doing?
Dazzlin, I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing
What a great intro.
Oh, you know,
that was
I like
awesome.
to hear myself talk in these headphones, you know.
Yeah, Gina can't be with us tonight, but we have a great show ahead of us. Yeah, how was your weekend?
Oh, it was fast and furious. Yeah. I looked at my Fitbit on Saturday night and realized I had walked 8.9 miles. Wow. So I compensated on Sunday by doing 0.7 of a mile. So I spent a lot of time on the couch on Sunday. So we have a great show for you today. Tonight we're going to have Gorilla Blue in the house. He is the original highway burglar, and he's going to tell you how he got his name and tell us a little bit about an upcoming fabulous ride, the 48 states in 10 days. We look forward to having him. And then also Tara is going to be in with us tonight.
Tara from Main Street Moto. She is going to give us some input on proper helmet fitting. Her and Dazzlin did a video a few years back, and they'll talk a little bit about that as well. But yeah, Tara's really good with products, you know, being kind of the backbone of Main Street Moto. She knows her stuff.
She does know her stuff. And her words were in my ear for a while. She was like, what do you wear? I'm like a novelty. She's like, bad, Dazzlin. And she said, do you like your face? I said, yeah. So we'll get to hear from her and maybe some of the things that she does with the vintage bike scene, because she has a great following. One of the things I did this weekend was go to the vintage bike night on Friday night. Looked like you had a great turnout.
Oh, we did. You know, the weather's getting better, and this thing has been running for 12 years straight, you know, and they still have loyal, you know, followers and new people, new riders. And we had quite a few vintage.
You had a big crowd. Yeah. It was a big draw. I came around the corner. It was still really warm out, so I wasn't expecting to come around the corner and see the entire parking lot and sidewalk was already filled with bikes.
And there was some rain and thunderstorms in different areas of Vegas, so that was kind of deterred some of the people, but no, we had a great time, and it was a good turnout. So I can't wait for the next one every month.
Too. So one more thing I did this weekend. So I joined Adam Sandoval on his Great American Convoy. So if you haven't heard about that, go ahead and go to adamsandoval.com. He's going to 120 dealerships in honor of Harley's 120th.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, so he's going to be covering, I think, about 30,000 miles. So for those of you that are counting, that's 3 sets of tires during his time out on the road, all raising money for the Wounded Warrior Project. So he is looking to add about $500,000 in fundraising. So again, just go to adamsandoval.com, find out where you can join in on the Great American Convoy. Speaking of Great America, we have Jared.
How you call Great America?
So Jared, I tell you, one of the highlights of my day on Saturday was listening to you and the Queen, your beautiful wife, Erin, sing the national anthem.
Yeah, that was fun. It's been a long time since I've done that.
It was like what you think. There they are. They brought down the house. I'm telling you, it was the best rendition of it. And I asked Jared before he went, I'm like, you're not going to forget the words or anything, are you? He was like, no.
We got the words down.
Okay, just sing one quick line. You know, Jared is an amazing lawyer, but he also is a music major.
Yeah, once upon a time.
Go ahead.
The national anthem.
Yeah, just one quick little bit.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light?
Perfect. And look at there's Greg. Greg, we can see you peeking around. Yeah, we can see you. Ah, there's Gorilla Blue. Okay. So tell us a little bit about the National Motorcycle Awareness Day.
Okay. So it's a day where we try to bring some acknowledgement, some amount of community awareness for motorcycle safety. We all know that the vast majority of motorcycle wrecks happen because other vehicles are not paying attention to the motorcycle. You know, we always look, when we litigate, we always have to think about who did what, and the defense is always trying to say the motorcycle is at fault. We're always saying the car is at fault. And while there's always something that each side maybe could have done better, it doesn't really equate to fault, if you know what I mean. Right?
Yeah.
It's sort of like, well, if you'd woken up 10 minutes later, this wreck wouldn't have happened. Sure, yeah, but that's not really an issue of fault. But so many wrecks, so many deaths, so many medical bills all stem from the fact that cars are not paying attention. Now, and part of that is because it's not that a lot of people are trying to not pay attention. It's just the way the psychology works. The motorcycles are not as big. They're not instinctually as big of a threat. And when you're driving, you're looking for threats. And so as we try to raise awareness, and this year, you know, we were very grateful. We had some billboards up. We got the message out, actually, I thought really quite effectively this year. But do you remember, Dazzlin, when did you first start to ride?
Legally in 1982, but
Okay.
farm trucks when I was about 10. But
No, I'm not driving, ride.
oh, right.
Motorcycles,
I just came over 10 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
So do you remember when you first started to ride, and I don't know whether you took a class or you didn't, but
I did.
when you first got out of that class, all of a sudden you're on the road and you see 5 times the number of
All my
motorcycles.
friends,
Absolutely.
all my new friends on 2 wheels.
Right.
And, you know, it's funny because I took the course in 94. I feel like I want to just sit in the classroom and take the course again because it's been so long. So I can re-see those things again.
Yeah, but and that changes somebody from a normal road user to a rider, right? And all of a sudden they see all these riders. So it really is awareness. And so Motorcycle Awareness Day is just trying to push that message out to try to remind people, keep an eye out.
Yeah.
Yes, like when you buy a white Ford pickup truck, then after that, all you see are white
That's
Ford
right.
pickup
You
trucks.
see all the white Ford pickup
So
trucks.
when you
That's
start
true.
riding a motorcycle, you're right. I didn't see them. And even when I would
Oh, I see.
go into my vehicle, sometimes I would accidentally not see a motorcycle because I really wasn't trained to see them.
Yeah.
We don't learn that in school.
Right.
Right.
And
Okay.
but the other nice thing, though, the interesting thing is when I started to ride, all of a sudden my wife started to see motorcycles.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And your wife, we're gonna get her out there on the road with us.
Yes, we will.
She gonna play a big
Yeah,
deal.
it's going to happen.
All right.
Yeah,
I
for
like it.
sure.
So what are some of the things that we can do as riders?
You know, I was thinking
Be
about
safer.
that. And yeah, of course, there's always a ton of things we can do. And this goes back into not so much as making the rider at fault or not at fault for a particular wreck, but more about what is it the rider can do to make sure that they stay safe. And, you know, there have been a number of studies that I have to deal with on a daily basis that we call human factor studies. They deal with perception response times. And this is a whole field of science that people can spend their entire career studying. And perception response time is what is the human norm for when, on average, somebody starts to perceive a hazard, a threat in the road, and they begin to not only respond, but they're actually activating the machinery, so the machinery is doing something. And it's interesting. I was reading a study the other day, and it was a study on a closed course. They had a bunch of experienced to semi-experienced motorcyclists, and group number 1, they told them, we're doing testing to see how quickly you can stop. And group number 2, they said, we are simply testing a new track on this road, and it's going to be a closed motorcycle track and we want your feedback on it. So one side knew that they were going to be tested for stopping, and the perception response time was very different. The group number one, the ones that knew they were being tested for stopping, they all stopped. Their perception response time, not necessarily their stopping time, but they could tell when the brake lights were on and they started to slow, was about a half a second to a second. The people who were not expecting, who thought they were just testing the track, were on average about 1.2 up to about 2.5. That's a huge difference.
That's a big difference.
And at 45 miles an hour, we're talking about that's about 70 feet a second. So 2 seconds might be
that's a long way.
140 feet.
Yeah.
And that's not just the stopping time. That's before you are really starting to stop.
So you start to stop.
Right. And so I was thinking about it. What is it that we can do as riders to try to increase our perception response time? And so that we are not just the norm, because the norm in reality, the studies look in most accidents happen at intersections. And so the norm stopping time is about 1.9 seconds with kind of a range of 1.2 to nearly 3 seconds as human norm. But how can we get on the upper hand on that? How can we increase our perception response time? And I don't know the right answer for everybody, but for me, it's to stay paranoid in intersections.
Yeah, that's for sure.
You just think as you're going down the street, every intersection, there's somebody there trying to kill you.
Yeah.
And that's going to increase, that keeps you aware, and it makes you look for threats. And when you're actively looking for threats, your perception response time is just going to, I guess, decrease.
Yeah, if you are running through the intersection and you're not kind of slowing a little bit and giving yourself that extra even half a second before you approach,
it can make all the difference in the world.
I was riding with my son over the weekend, and he's a new rider, right? And he took the course. He's actually a really, really good rider, but I did catch him in intersections a couple times. Even though he had the green light, I didn't see his head scanning back and forth, and man, I laid into him. I'm like, dude, you have got to scan. You can't just assume nobody's screaming at 80 miles an hour through this intersection.
But I'll tell you who was good though, because we did the ride the other day, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And we had Rags up front, and he was really good at noticing when there was anybody at an intersection or anybody coming out of a parking lot. He was revving that engine. He was giving them notice because he had his head on that pivot. Yeah.
He is very intuitive for sure. And one of the other things we had going on this weekend is we had Kenny from Boulder Choppers had set up the obstacle course out there, and it was focused on getting through the intersection safely. So how to do a tighter U-turn, again, just ways that you could get through there safely.
Right. And it's all about audience. Of course, when we're talking to a non-rider audience, we're not going to be talking about motorcycle perception response time. But here, we're talking to a rider audience.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And take the course if you haven't.
Take the course.
If you have not taken it. Well, Jared, thank you so much. Thanks for all you do in the community. You can look up everything that's going on at Full Throttle Law at fullthrottlellaw.com. You can join us on our Facebook page and our Instagram page, and we have an amazing TikTok page. You are becoming a little TikTok sensation.
Yeah, well, it's fun.
Absolutely. So thank you. We are going to take a quick break, pay some bills, and we will be right back with you.
While some products fix problems, Andrews solves them. With nearly 50 years of passion, precision, and high performance, Andrews Products changes the world of motorsports. Engineered and manufactured in-house, Andrews excels by using aircraft steel, then machining to the closest industry tolerances. If you need powerful cams, gears, and transmissions for your ride that are proudly made in America, use Andrews Products. Contact AndrewsProducts.com or call our tech line Monday through Friday, 8 to 5 at 847-759-0190.
How can you tell if somebody actually cares? Look at their actions. At Full Throttle Law, we are all about protecting riders. We have sponsored or created over 20 safety-focused events in the past year alone. Track days, riding seminars, emergency response classes, first aid courses, garage nights, and fundraisers for local independent charities. Any law firm can help you get a settlement if you get hurt, but we're already on the road with you, doing everything we can to make sure we all get home safe at the end of the ride. Full Throttle Law. We ride together.
All right, welcome back. 107.1 K-Shop 1400 Open Road Radio, and we are in the studio at Full Throttle Law, Penny FXR, and we are going to bring on the original highway burglar himself, Gorilla Blue, Roland Hodge Jr.
Roland Perry Hodge.
Roland Perry Hodge Jr.
Yes.
Yes. Welcome. Good to have you on.
Thanks.
So you have been rolling around in the motorcycle scene for a very, very long time.
Yes, ma'am.
Give us a little bit about your history and as a rider and what you've been doing out there, and then we'll talk a little bit about what you've got coming up.
Yeah. Well, first of all, thank you for having me on the show. I appreciate it. I'm honored by it. So I'm going to give you a little history about myself. And I'm going to try to do it without crying, because when I speak of my dad, I just get the bawling.
That's okay.
So
You can.
I've been riding motorcycles since I was in the 6th grade. Martin Luther King Elementary School in Compton, California. My dad is the original Brother of the Sun member in Compton, California, the Mother chapter. When he was in the Brothers of the Sun, in 1972, I was born. And then when I was in the 6th grade, by that time, he transitioned over to the Liberty Riders, because the Brothers of the Sun was giving females patches. And it said MC, and my dad was completely against women being inside. That's my dad right there.
Oh, yay.
My mother was, there y'all go, man. Y'all gonna make it.
Go ahead.
So
Breathe.
my dad was completely against women in the same club as men. And he considered a lot of women to be mouthy. So he was like, we ain't gonna get in no shit, behind y'all. So in the 6th grade, I remember coming home one day, and I went in the house, did my homework. I got on my dad's motorcycle, that one right there. And I kept going, I was like, making a noise. And he came outside. He said, boy, you making all that damn noise. Get on there and ride it. My mom was like, no, don't do him like that. And he was like, no, he gonna ride that because he didn't flood it. So he told me to crank it up. I just remember watching him and riding with him. I cranked it up. And I'm like, yeah, but now my heart beating. He said, go. So I won down and let the clutch go. And I almost went into our porch. So he started fussing at me again and was like, boy, you better do this. So my mom know how to ride. So she was like, just ease off of it. So I finally got it. I got to going. Oh, I was going down 126. When I got to Mona, I made a left, went down to 124th in the same gear, but my dad was hearing me. I'm, and so I'm in the same gear. I get back. He like, boy, I'm going to put my foot in your whoopty whoop. You're going to blow my engine up. So then he was like, ride it again and change the gears. And man, once I learned how to shift them gears, and it was so smooth, I thought it was going to jerk me and stuff. Oh man, I have been riding. I ain't been looking back.
Nice. Very good.
Wow.
I
True
love that
story.
Yeah,
That's
and
really
you
good.
are a recognized ground pounder.
Thank you. Yes,
mark
ma'am.
miles. So tell us a little bit about what it takes to really pound those kind of and mark those kind of miles. Like, how do you do it?
Well, for me, and like I brought my brother Fat Cat on. For me, Fat Cat, aka the Mile Monster. So for me, what it takes and what I tell everybody, just like what I told you with the 48 states, it takes confidence, and it takes someone like myself that's experienced to motivate and encourage someone that's less experienced. And when I hear people say that I can't do it, I tell them you can do it. All you have to do is pretend that you're waking up every day and you're riding your bike all day in your community, and you can get it. So when it comes to riding across country, I tell everybody you have to have an emergency kit. You have to have that automatic air compressor, that little small one you can get at Walmart. You have to have a tire plug kit. I keep an inner tube. People be like, oh, inner tubes, but they don't realize that inner tubes were in the tires before it was just air.
Oh.
And so I take an inner tube and I take 2 big screwdrivers so I can pop them open if it happens, but 9 times out of 10 that don't happen. So then I also take spark plugs, also take fuses, also take tools that work with the motorcycle and a battery charger, and I always keep my tender on my bike. And when I ride long distance, I try to keep myself hydrated. I drink plenty of water, and I eat nuts without salt, pistachios without salt. I snack on fruits, because if you eat heavy, in my personal opinion, in my experiences, and even with Fat Cat, we'll start dozing off, you know what I'm saying? And that's my baby right there. That's my motorcycle wife, Miss Dazzlin. So that's what it takes, You have a lot of people, and I used to be one of them, that fault people and tell them, you're not a ground pounder, all you do is ride your damn bike to work and blah, blah, blah. But in real life, if you consider yourself a ground pounder because you ride from your house to your job every day, then you're a certified ground pounder. Know why? Because every time you get on that bike and you leave out that driveway, you taking a chance at either getting hurt, not coming home, or whatever. And all miles count. At first, I used to be like, certain miles matter, but all miles matter.
Yeah, that's good. I like it.
Yeah, all miles matter.
So the highway burglar.
Here we go.
How did we get that name? Tell me the story.
So I wish you could come in the camera, but me and my brother Fat Cat, aka the Mile Monster, we did the 4-corner True X. For those of you that don't know what the 4-corner True X is, you have Blaine, Washington, you have San Ysidro, California, Blaine, Washington, Madawaska, Maine, Key West, Florida. So we set out to do that. And so what we did was we went from San Ysidro, California to Lebanon, Kansas, from Lebanon, Kansas to Madawaska, Maine, from Madawaska, Maine back to Lebanon, Kansas. And the reason why Lebanon, Kansas is because that's geographically the center of the United States. Okay. So then when we left there, we went up to Blaine, Washington, back to Kansas, then to Key West, Florida. So we was finished and we was gonna come back, and we was like, man, let's do the 10 to the end. So we went up to Jacksonville, Florida, got a room, spent the night, and we started from Jacksonville, Florida, where the 10 starts at. Now you can't get on an entry that say 10 freeway. You have to get on there and it just turns into the 10. So we took the 10 all the way to Santa Monica where it rolls out at. And I'm gonna tell you, the 10 freeway is one of the most scariest highways that you can roll on.
I agree.
So I in the midst to live out there and ride that freeway.
Yes, ma'am. So in the midst of us doing the trip, I was trying to take highway signs.
Trying to pick up some felonies on the road.
And so some guy came by, and then the police went by, and I was like, man, and he was like, man, what are you doing? I was like, man, I'm finna get the sign. He was like, man, let's go. So I look up, here come a car. And I'm like, oh shit, we finna go to jail. That was the police, wasn't it? The police lady came. And I was like, oh shit. And he was like, man, you finna go to jail for burglarizing the highway. So I was like, oh man, that's what I'm, the highway burglar. And then we called him the Mile Monster, because he's getting it. So that's how we came up with it.
That's great.
That's one of my most memorable moments right there. We did the trifecta. We did the 48 states, the 4 corners, all 34 of our chapters. At the time, we had 34 across the United States, Red Breed MC. And we did 7 Wonders of the World, which is like La Brea Tar Pit, Yellowstone Park, and some more stuff. Nice. And that's the most beautiful place that a biker can go to, that 4-corner biker corner in Madawaska, Maine. But anyway, so during that ride, we did over, I want to say 21,000 miles in one ride.
Wow.
And we tried to get it done in like 15 days, but it took us 21 days.
Wow.
And I dozed off to the point to where Guilty Stacey Augmon, the world famous UNLV basketball player / NBA, he was like, man, like yelling at me, pull your ass over. And I'm like, I'm okay. And he was like, pull over. So I pulled over. He pulled over. I went to sleep. Boom. We take off again. A couple of more guys dozing off. So we was riding through the night. So we was telling each other to pull over. And up there in Oregon, you had animals running, big animals running across the street.
Yeah.
To get you. So that's how I got the highway burglar name right there.
That's great. And you are on Instagram, Facebook,
I'm on
YouTube.
Yes, ma'am. I'm on Facebook as of course Perry Hodge Rowland Jr. But look up the Highway Burglar Brotherhood and Sisterhood page where I'm an @man, Ms. Dazzlin is an @man. We don't discriminate. All wheels matter. I fell in love with the Can-Am people. I fell in love with the spider people and all that stuff because we cannot discriminate against nobody.
Right.
You never know what someone is going through and who they need in their life. And we tell them, oh, you ain't got two wheels. You don't do this. But we had a Can-Am. Was it a Can-Am or a spider? A Polaris, the one you sit in there, that did the four corners with us. Mm-hmm. And when we went through the most scariest place in the world, the clouds dropped and it was raining, the wind was blowing, and the truck drivers don't do nothing past 80 on the speed limit in Oregon.
Right.
I wanted to give up. He was like, no. I was like, fuck that. I'm going home. No.
You can't say those
I'm
words.
sorry. I'm sorry.
No,
I said, forget that. I'm going home.
Sorry, K-Shop.
So we had one of the rides with us. And if it wasn't for her, a lot of times, man, she was able to go do stuff for us when we couldn't ride.
Yeah, that's
So,
great. Yeah, that's really good. So we are getting ready to do 48 states. And Gorilla Blue talked a little bit about inspiring others and each one bringing one. So taking somebody under your wing. And that is exactly what he and my good friend, Mean Gene, have done for the 48 state ride. So that ride has changed my life. I have lupus. Lupus doesn't have me. I started getting ready for the ride back on January 1st when we had 185 days and we have just 41 now. And I'm going to have Corey play a little video about one of the things that I'm doing to get ready because we have to do maintenance on our bikes about day 5. So Corey, would you play that video, please?
Hey, that was nice. Shouts out to Kenny, man. Boulder City Choppers, man. A good guy. Good guy.
Yeah, he really is a good
I'm proud of you. I just want to say something, give her flowers. Me and Miss Dazzlin been rocking since COVID. And a lot of people say that and they laugh, but literally we've been rocking since COVID.
Nice.
I started the social distance ride, and I don't know how she heard about it. I don't even remember how we came in contact, but we came in contact with each other. We've been rocking with each other for a minute. And then it became a moment to where some stuff was on Facebook and I kind of fell back, and, you know, we finally met again and we talked and we hugged and promised that we won't do that and leave each other again. We'll talk about something because it was on me.
No, the world was a really crazy place. It was a lot
and
of stuff
so much
going
crazy
on.
stuff was going on. We just gonna leave it at
Yeah,
that.
that's it. It's
So,
behind us as a country.
I hugged her and I told her, and I tell her all the time, I love her. I don't just love her as my friend. I love Miss Dazzlin. She's my motorcycle wife. And people do not
Sorry,
call her
Steve,
husband
not
and say
really.
nothing like that. It ain't like that, you know. But we're both married to the road. You know what I'm saying? And everybody that we bring with us, those are our road kids, you know, because she is a very wise individual. She taught me a lot of stuff. I was able and fortunate enough to take that class, that
accident scene
management class.
And you sponsored one.
Yes, and
at
I
your
sponsored one at the clubhouse, and you know, that stuff go a long way, you know what I'm saying? And I thank you, Miss Dazzlin, for that. But I thank you mainly for just being who you are, you know what I'm saying? And
I think
you know,
too.
you was like, I don't think I can do the ride. And I'm like, Dazzlin, I don't want to hear that bleep bleep. You know, forget all that bleep. You're going to do this. You're going to do this. And she's like, okay. So I told her to stop. She's told me one day to stop saying and or but.
Stop saying but.
Right.
Replace the word but.
And I
with
told
and.
her to stop saying, I don't think I can, to say, I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
You know, and so.
And I can.
And she been working out, and to her husband, you know, we see it. Your wife didn't shaped up and really nice and everything. I'm not looking at her like that, but she just shaped up real nice, and you know, and you can tell that
she's 30 pounds.
You can tell. Look at her skin.
Yeah.
And you can tell. Look. She just energized. She's glowing.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask her, was she pregnant? You know,
Not at my age, unless it's with my 11th grandchild.
Yes. But I love you and I thank you so much. And I love your law office team so much for having my back. And Full Throttle Law is my official sponsor. And I'm bringing other motorcycle clubs on to be up under Full Throttle.
Well, we certainly appreciate. There's a lot of great choices, and we appreciate being your choice and anyone else's.
Well, there's a lot of great choices, but this is the best choice and the ultimate
I don't
choice.
disagree. So we are going to be kicking off that ride on July the 2nd, and you can join us and watch us on Highway Burglar Burglette Sisterhood on Facebook. You can also join my Facebook group on Dazzlin 48 States with Dazzlin on Facebook as well. So Gorilla Blue, I look forward to 3:30 in the morning on July the 2nd.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you so much for joining us. I look forward to having Fat Cat back in the studio, or in the studio with us in the future as well.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
thank you so much. We are going to take a quick break. We're going to pay some bills, and we will be right back with Tara from Main Street Motos and Penny FXR, and she's going to tell us about a helmet, and I'm going to show you.
Oh yeah, that's
before we
bad.
break.
Don't show
That
me.
is the
Don't
business.
show it yet.
Don't show
Okay,
That's
I'm
the
gonna keep
business.
it. I'm going to keep it until after the break.
I really wanted her to show it because I'm the
Okay, show
highway
it, show it,
burglar,
show it.
you know,
Show it.
and I'm the
Okay.
48. You guys got to look
There
at this.
it is.
Turn it
There
around
it
slow.
is.
Turn it around slow. Turn it around slow. Bling bling.
Oh.
Hey, and we got a song for her, but we can't. All I'm gonna say is look up chocolate walkthrough. That's what it's called. Walkthrough. Chocolate walkthrough.
All right, Corey, take us to a break. Thank you.
While some products fix problems, Andrews solves them. With nearly 50 years of passion, precision, and high performance, Andrews Products changes the world of motorsports. Engineered and manufactured in-house, Andrews excels by using aircraft steel, then machining to the closest industry tolerances. If you need powerful cams, gears, and transmissions for your ride that are proudly made in America, use Andrews Products. Contact AndrewsProducts.com or call our tech line Monday through Friday, 8 to 5 at 847-759-0190.
How can you tell if somebody actually cares? Look at their actions. At Full Throttle Law, we are all about protecting riders. We have sponsored or created over 20 safety-focused events in the past year alone. Track days, riding seminars, emergency response classes, first aid courses, garage nights, and fundraisers for local independent charities. Any law firm can help you get a settlement if you get hurt, but we're already on the road with you, doing everything we can to make sure we all get home safe at the end of the ride. Full Throttle Law. We ride together.
Hi, I'm Dazzlin, president and founder of Bling Divas Motorcycle Club. These ladies behind us are the faces behind the helmet.
Hi, I'm Choke, Vice President, Bling Divas MC. I'm a mom, a daughter, and a wife. Keep an eye out for me.
Hi, my name is Cupcake. I'm the SA at Bling Divas MC. I drive a bus all day and ride a motorcycle for therapy. Watch out for me, please.
Hi, I'm Tita. I'm a mother of 3, grandmother of 6. Please look out for bikers.
Hi, I'm Ellie Mae. I'm a wife, a mother, and a grandma.
Hi, I'm Blossom, wife and mother of 4, and I like to come home to my family every night. Please look out for us.
Hi, I'm Pixie, treasurer of the Bling Divas MC. I'm a lover, a friend, and a sister. Keep an eye out for me, please.
Hi, I'm Mystique, secretary for Bling Divas MC. I'm a mom and I work at the hospital saving lives. Stay safe out there so you don't have to come see me.
Hi, I'm Pony Girl. I'm a mother of 3 with 4 beautiful granddaughters, and watch out for me.
Hi, I'm Connie. I'm a good friend of the Bling Divas. I love to ride my motorcycle around the country on my bike. I'm retired and I'm all about safety. Please share some safe roads with us.
Hi, I'm Jessica and I'm a mother of a special needs son who needs me to come home every night.
Hi, I'm Madge. I ride with the Bling Divas a lot. Great friend of theirs. I'm a mother. I'm a grandmother. And I ride a lot out there. Please look twice for me.
Hi, I'm Fireball, Bling Divas MC. I have been riding 40 years and never had an accident. Please watch out for me. Thank you.
I tell you, I don't care how many times I watch it.
Yeah.
It really just resonates because we are faces behind those helmets. We are someone's everything.
Yeah.
So as we're finishing up motorcycle awareness, we will ask you again to watch out for us.
What a beautiful video.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Done very well.
Well, it's amazing what we can do with an iPhone these days.
Right?
All right, let's go ahead and introduce Tara and let's bring her on.
So, Tara Pierce of Main Street Moto. This girl is wow. How do I say it? Like I said, the backbone of Main Street Moto. This girl, she helps run the shop. She's there whenever customers need her employees need her. She's a rider. She was born and raised in motorcycles. Rode in a sidecar before she could even ride motorcycles with her dad. She's just an amazing woman. So
Yeah, she's a great lady. So Corey's trying to bring her in right now. She is in the green room. Tara, are you there? She's not showing up. You've got a black screen. I'm not sure, Tara. So,
Oh,
maybe. There she is. Sure, Tara. All right, so Tara is going to be talking a little bit about helmets. You can see a complete video that Tara also recorded with us about 2 years ago, and it is on the Full Throttle Law YouTube page. Just go down to properly fitting helmets, and we're going to give Tara a couple minutes to come back on. But when I
was going to say, in the meantime,
Yeah.
maybe tell everybody the story again about going into the shop to do the video that you did with her.
Yes, so I
And what happened?
went there to get information for others because I was rocking a novelty helmet, probably a $20, $25 helmet because it looked cool. And I wasn't about full face because I want to smile at everybody as they go past us. And so she started talking about the different helmets, and then she asked me what I wore, and I told her, and she's like, "Do you like your face?" I said, "Yeah, I kind of do like my face." And so she properly fitted me, and I chose Simpson because it just fit me good, and I think they're just drop dead sexy. So that is definitely my helmet of choice. But
It's funny because now that I think about it, my full face gringo that I have, I actually bought from Tara as well.
And you look so cute in yours.
Thank you. I had never worn a full face helmet riding until I got this gringo. I always just did, the half shell, and I'm cruising along and I'm like, man, why did I not do this?
Yes. The wind,
it cut
in your
so
face.
much
Some people
fatigue.
love that, but I
now
now don't love it. I used to have to wrap my face up with a Vicla wrap, and those are like pretty cute too. But once you start really getting out there and riding, so a lot of the accidents that happen primarily happen in the face. So we have a lot of helmets in our office of people that have been in accidents. It's one of the first things we do is grab their helmet, and you will see them. They will be covered with road rash.
Right.
Basically,
Oh,
that
yeah. I've
would have
seen
been
it.
the face.
Yeah.
And a lot of people after their first accident, then they learn.
Yes.
We're not really smart. There is a thing called chronological credibility. We don't really listen to our elders the way we should. And thankfully, there's the beautiful Tara.
There she is.
There she is. Hi, Tara. Welcome to Open Road
Hi.
Radio.
It's
Yay.
good to finally be here.
Yes.
I'm blaming it on the ghosts in the shop and my internet connection, because everything was showing on my end as working, and then of course when it matters it doesn't. But here I am, and I'm so happy to be with you guys.
I've experienced that ghost working with you 2 days a week, so I can vouch for you there, Tara.
So sorry, I had to connect via my phone, so I'm like, I had plan A, B, and C, and we're going with C. So
Awesome. So do you want to give us, a little rundown? I know that Dazzlin was in the shop with you before talking to you about helmets, and we were just both bragging about how, you fit her with her first helmet. And ironically enough, I bought my first full face from you also. So thank you for protecting us and helping us out. And what kind of input, like what, if you want to just go through helmets and what you would suggest being a shop owner and talking to so many people.
For sure. Well, the first thing is to go and try on helmets. Don't just guess your size and order off of the internet. Helmets are kind of like shoes, except for the fact that they protect your brain instead of your feet, which are, I don't know, it's kind of even more important, right? So but helmet, each helmet brand, and within brands, helmet styles can even fit differently for different shapes. So, so it's important to go and actually try helmets, and to work with somebody who knows how to fit you properly for a helmet, because a lot of times there's adjustments that you can make even like within a helmet to make it fit better, like within the cheeks, you know, like Biltwell's that I recommend can be, you know, really tight in the cheeks, but there's different cheek where it'll fit all around, but there's different cheek padding so that you can find a helmet that fits you here, but that, you know, and make adjustments to it so that it's not squeezing your cheeks in so much. So this diagram right here, I really love. So there are essentially like 4 types of helmets, right? You've got your half shell helmet, okay, which I know a lot of Harley riders, and I know you two ladies were big fans of before I got stuck in your head. You can say that, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
And then there is a 3/4 style. Okay, so this covers not only the top of your head, but also the cheeks, right? But you'll notice that, you know, we've got this opening right here. And I'm going to tell you why that's important in a moment. And then you've got your modular style helmet, okay? And this is a newer style helmet with, you know, technology and stuff that's come up. Now, most modulars, the nice thing about that, you're not supposed to wear in that upright position. But so anyway, this modular is kind of a nice in between for people who are afraid of feeling claustrophobic, right? So this chin bar will go up. Now, it's not recommended that you ride with it in that position. This particular helmet is actually one of the only 2 that you can actually ride with it in this upright position, because a lot of times they'll be kind of like stuck up here.
And that's the shark,
have a chance to go loose, and so you don't want to necessarily ride with it. But this helmet is actually designed. This is made by Shark to go all the way back, right? So that's cool. So that's a modular and gives you a lot of gives you kind of that flexibility to, like, if you need to, you know, catch a breath or take a drink while you're at a stoplight or something like that. But then we have our full face helmets, and this, you know, will protect the tops, the sides, and the front.
The bandit.
Your chin bar. And Corey, if you could bring back up that diagram right there, I want to talk about why having a full face is important. So this is a diagram from the Total Control, which is a safety training program that I suggest you look into. They have various levels from beginner to advanced, but Total Control. So this is a diagram that we review in that program, and this shows where the impact from accidents happens based on a study that was done. And so, ladies, if you could, I know you're really smart, so if you could tell me where the highest percentage impact is on this diagram here.
Right
Like
here.
your chin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? So like 3 out of our 4 helmets potentially don't have that coverage right there. So this is why it is so important to wear a full face helmet. There's an option out there for you. Like, it doesn't reduce visibility. A lot of people are concerned, well, I'm not going to be able to see in it. They are designed specifically to give you full visibility through your peripheral. So, okay, that's my soapbox on full face helmets. I hope everybody that's watching tonight that I'm in your head, just like I was with Penny and Dazzlin, about why it is so important to wear a full face helmet. I've crashed. I've got helmets on the wall that from being out at the track where I've crashed, and I would have lost I got a nice scrape right here on my helmet, and but that would have been my chin, my jaw. If you talk to any oral surgeons, they'll probably tell you not to ride motorcycles, but they'll definitely tell you, if you do, to wear a full face for that reason.
Right. And we like our faces.
Right. If you like your faces, that's right.
We like our face, we like our teeth.
Yep.
Oh man.
We really do.
The sun is setting, so I'm sorry that I've got natural light for a certain time of the day, so I'm sorry if I'm a little shadowy.
No worries. No worries.
So as far as like fitment on a helmet, why it's important to go and try on helmets and to work with somebody that understands how a helmet should fit is, it's kind of like I call it the Goldilocks effect. You don't want something that's too tight, You don't want something that's too loose. You want it to be just right.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna bring in my helmet crash test dummy right here.
That's awesome.
Great.
Also happens to be my daughter.
Hi, Zoe.
Hi, good to see you.
So now I want to use Zoe as an example here because this is really important. Because a lot of us, when we first start out riding, we get helmets, hand-me-down helmets. And my first helmet was a size medium. It was a bell helmet. It was a full face. You know, it was a good quality helmet, but it was a size medium. And so when but I didn't know any better. When I was out riding, like for an extended period of time, my neck would kill me. Oh my God.
Oh yeah.
So bad.
Yeah.
Well, so a lot of people say, oh, I can't wear a full face because it'll hurt my neck. Well, come to find out, years later, when I actually went to go buy my first real helmet, which was an Arai, which is another one of my favorite brands of helmets, is that I was actually a double extra small, okay, in an Arai. So
That's the exact opposite of Jared, who is a quadruple X. All right, Tara, we've got about 1 more minute, so let's get on with the crash dummy.
Okay, so really quick here. So Zoe, I was gonna give her my extra. I tried to give her my, one of my helmets, and she's like, "Mommy, it hurts. It's putting pressure on my head." So what we're gonna do is, I was gonna make her struggle through sizing helmets, but we're gonna just do a proper fitment since we're running out of time here since technology screwed us. So anyway, so here, go ahead, Zoe. Can you put that one on for me? Okay, and then we're gonna lift up so we can see her little. Oh, there's her little face. I should have put on her own helmet because it actually. Okay, so her cheek pads. But so what you want is keep your head straight. Is you don't want the helmet jiggling, too much. This. Hang on, let's put your own. Take it off. We clearly didn't test this very well. Okay, put yours back on.
There's a great.
Your nose is gone. Your nose is gone.
There, right? Because that one actually was those.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, there she is.
Okay, so here we go. Right. So the big thing is you want to grab this. And you don't want this, like, they call this a roll-off test. You don't want this moving around on your head, right? Moving forward. So you don't want any pressure, like top of your head here, like right here. Like I said, cheek pads can often be like,
adjusted,
sized. So, so just because it feels too tight in the cheeks, don't necessarily block it out, like, because a lot of times people will be like, oh, it feels too tight here, and and then they go too big, and they've got, you don't want any gaps, like, you don't want to see any gaps between your your forehead and
exactly. It's got to be snug, almost to where it's uncomfortable.
That is so that's it. I got one more thing actually. I just want to talk about kids' helmets because obviously, like, my kids have
please do
riding. And it's, again, a common thing, just hand-me-down helmets, right? And it's really tough to find helmets for kids because I don't think there's a lot of kids that ride motorcycles. And so for the longest time, I could only find 3/4 helmets, right? And so, which was okay when they were riding in the sidecar. But when they started riding on the back, I can't even tell you, like, the fear that I had in knowing the statistics, like, right, if something were to happen. So
absolutely.
There is a company, Z1R, that makes full face helmets for kids, okay?
Awesome.
And they are affordable and they're smart.
That's awesome.
So I just want to, so for any of you grandparents and parents who might be, riding with kids, definitely check out Z1R because they're the only ones that I've been able to find.
And you can check out mainstreetmoto.com for get more information from Tara. Tara, thank you so much. And we're going to go ahead and thank our listeners at K-Shop 1400 and 107.1. And it's been a great day. You all have a wonderful Memorial weekend.
Too. Yeah, everybody.
If you are in Vegas, head out to Hoover Dam for Flags Over the Dam on Sunday. Have a safe and happy, it'll be the end of motorcycle awareness, but we hope that every day is motorcycle awareness.
Yes.
Thank you, Tara.
Thank you, Tara. Thank you so much.
And thank you. Everyone have a great night and be safe out there.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you for tuning in to America's premier motorcycle talk show, Open Road Radio.
Hey, thanks for coming along. We hope you enjoyed the ride.